It's not uncommon to hear the famous words, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." As the 35th President of the United States, John Fitzgerald Kennedy concluded his inaugural address on January 20th, 1961, with this famous line. His inaugural address intended to inspire Americans and unite them against the fastly approaching threat of communism. John F. Kennedy was born into success and continued to strive throughout his unfortunately short life. May 29, 1917, John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born in Massachusetts to a successful, wealthy, and already political family. He graduated from Harvard University in 1940 and then joined the United States Naval Reserve the following year. He became a member of the 11th Congressional District of Massachusetts in the United States House of Representatives from 1947 to 1953, and then became a junior senator of Massachusetts from 1953 to 1960. He married Jacqueline in 1953, and they had 3 children, but only 2, unfortunately, survived childhood. Jackie O. and John F. were described as America's couple because they were so young and new to politics. He defeated his Republican candidate, Richard Nixon, in the 1960 presidential election very narrowly. This was the first election that they televised a series of debates between the Republican and Democratic candidate. It is said that JFK defeated Richard Nixon because he was so handsome and everyone idolized him. On November 22nd, 1963, Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, while on presidential business. His assassination affected a lot of U.S. people and people around the world. While JFK was serving as the President of the United States, he faced several tensions with other countries as well. He took office during the Cold War between democracy and communism. There was also racial tension that was going on in the U.S. Slavery had ended, and now they were facing segregation problems. And also, the United States and the Soviet Union had so many nuclear weapons in their possession that they could destroy the world multiple times. So he was having to deal with that as well. JFK attempted to overthrow the communist leader Fidel Castro in the Bay of Pigs invasion in Cuba, but unfortunately he wasn't successful doing that. He was successful, however, in staving off the nuclear war by navigating the Cuban Missile Crisis. He also developed a nuclear test ban with the Soviet Union, but he's more commonly known for his domestic achievements, like developing the Peace Corps, starting the 1964 Civil Rights Act that didn't actually start until after his assassination, and jump-starting the American space program. He wanted an American to land on the moon before 1970. Although JFK accomplished great things during his presidency, it was in his inaugural address that he reassured Americans of their nation's strength and restored their faith in the power of the president after a not-so-great president before him. JFK's inaugural address remains one of the most popular speeches in the world. He spoke for the need of all Americans to be active citizens. It was sort of a call of duty for Americans to be better Americans. History.com explains that Kennedy called on the people to work together in the pursuit of progress and the elimination of poverty, but also in the battle to win the ongoing Cold War against communism. In his inaugural address, he pointed out several different points. One of the points that he wanted to get across to his Americans were that he believed all men were treated equal. Through the words that he said, "Man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty." He also asked the nations of the world to join together to fight against what he called the common enemies of man, which were tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. In his inaugural address, he wanted to show confidence in himself as a president and also in his administration in both foreign affairs and domestic policy. He instilled a trust and belief in himself as a president by his short, cut-to-the-point, 15-minute inaugural address. An editor from PBS.org stated that Americans were dazzled by his poise, moved by his eloquence, proudly embraced the vigor and vision of their young president. He was able to promote himself as a president and create a platform for his presidency to sit upon. He prepared citizens for what was to come, and he used powerful words that inspired Americans to work for their country and help their country for the better. He created a sense of certainty in himself as a young president that would bring America out of a communist attack and bring forth a stronger country, also for the better. This was a call to duty, diligence, and determination for a country that was lacking in these three values. John Fitzgerald Kennedy's inaugural address will forever be an icon for Americans to look back on.